Since the dawn of time, Winchester has built the finest, most accurate bolt-action rifles on the planet. Now, the evolution of the bolt-action rifle forges on. The Winchester XPR. Winchester, we know bolts since forever.
This week on Winchester and Drury's Natural Born.
Well, happy November 3rd, baby. That is our #1 target and has been for 3 years.
We are chasing a three-peat for second gun season in Illinois. Oh boy, he's splitty.
He is an absolute stud, and I am pumped, man. I am so pumped. Just sick.
Welcome to Winchester and Drury's Natural Born, where we combine the American legend that is Winchester with a natural-born passion for all things hunting. Over the years, our goal at Drury Outdoors has always been to make it as real as possible when you drop in each week to witness our hunters chase everything from gobbling toms to warm-blooded whitetails.
An absolute giant of a Louisiana deer.
This week on an all-new season of Winchester and Drury's Natural Born, right here on DoD TV, we're going to tag along with Kyle Lamore in Illinois as he brings out the PSE RDX crossbow on a heart-pounding whitetail hunt.
What a morning, man. What a morning.
And JJ Kolesar warms things up in Illinois on an impressive mature buck with his Winchester SX3. So stay where you're at because it's an exciting time to be in the Illinois timber with Kyle and JJ.
Well, fall 2018 deer season is here, and our goals are simple. We're looking for a year where we can just knock it out of the park, just one time. We feel like we're in a good position this year.
We are chasing a three-peat for second gun season in Illinois.
So here it is. It's October 2018, and I'm thinking about my deer season that's about to come up, and I'm looking at the past a little bit, and I'm thinking to myself, you know what? It has been a long time since I felt like I've put a real good, a deer you get behind and you're just like, yes, I've been to a few places and killed some very good deer, but I haven't put down a deer on our home property, which has always been difficult for us. Not only have we changed leases and properties changed hands on us, but we also had a little bit of grass is greener syndrome where we're always looking for the next best thing that may not even exist. But now Kyle and I have a piece that we feel pretty confident about.
We're still chasing the same ghost as the last 2 years.
Well, we are on the farm for the 3rd year in a row, which is pretty unheard of, but it's for a couple of reasons. One, it's close to home. And I say close to home, I mean close to home, like in my backyard. 2, our #1, he's still out there. The Ponderosa Splitter, the same deer that's been out there for the last 6 years.
We've got tons of pictures of this deer, not much during daylight, and yet we've never seen him on the hoof, which told Kyle and I in the 2017 season, well, there's no way we were doing things the right way. And so this year we kind of totally rehashed and got back to the drawing board and said, we're gonna stay out of these areas, we're gonna stay out of the farm as much as possible, and when we do access this farm, we're gonna do it quite differently in hopes that we could catch up with him or a couple of the other shooters that we have in mind.
But we got a deer I'm calling Biggie Smalls. Biggie Smalls, big body, small rack. So I'm anxious this year to get out there to be able to hunt with the old PSE RDX in hand and see what happens.
Happy 2018, baby. We are back. We are in a tree for the first time this year.
Okay, so the first hunt of the year, you're always excited. We get all settled in that tree. I mean, I'm literally 60 yards from where I found Ponderosa Splitter sheds the year before in his bedroom. Fast forward 2.5 hours and yeah, 0 for 1, but there's a lot of season left.
Well, do you know how I just told you guys how pumped I was about the 2018 season? Well, October has come to a close, and we have had, I think, 0 encounters with shooters. Now, granted, we don't hunt that much. However, we're turning the month of the calendar over. It's gonna be November, and November is always great. DeerCast is predicting that we got this cold front coming in early November, which, perennially hasn't been very good for us, but we figured that if we've got some does and we get the first one that pops, maybe we have a chance to see one of our shooters and get a chance.
Well, it is November the 3rd, and we are in the middle of a big oak timber is gorgeous. That's the good news. The bad news is there's still a lot of leaves on the trees, and it's a little thicker than we had hoped. It's kind of hard to see, but the sun's starting to break. Get the fog out of here. Hoping some of these deer get on their feet. We've got some dandies, so we're grinding it out. We're in the middle of our rut hump. Got some soccer today, got some Girl Scouts today, but hopefully all it takes is 30 seconds. We'll see.
We got cooler temperatures, there's kind of a humidity about it, and you can see the haze in the air, and it just feels right. And we are literally in the tree for minutes, and we've got deer moving. We can hear them all around us.
Those 4 does fed off, but there's another doe, not with them, coming at us.
We've got a doe moving right towards us, and I look beyond that doe, and here comes a shooter. I don't know who it is, but I know it's a shooter, and then he turns his head, and I can see that drop tine, and I knew right then and there it's P. Splitty. So this doe continually works into us right to the logging road we're sitting on, and P. Splitty is right behind her, and he closes the gap. He's in shooting distance, but he is dead behind a tree.
So the doe's out, she's right in front of us, and I'm thinking this is going to be a slam dunk. He's hitting a licking branch, and he's making a rub and just doing his thing, taking his sweet time. He has got nowhere to go. He's within 30 yards. I got a crossbow in hand.
I'm there 3-4 minutes, and I can't hold any longer. Not only am I nervous, but I'm holding this camera, and I got a cramp in my arm. So I bring the camera down, stop rolling, and as I do that, the doe that we had, the hot doe that we felt was on us, was starting to leak out of the frame, and sure enough, P. Splitty just turns around and bolts back in and follows that doe.
You kidding me?
He never stepped on the logging road, and all our dreams that came right into 30, 40 yards had just left in a matter of about 5 minutes.
The deer has lived behind my house and on our lease for the last 7.5 years. Extremely nocturnal. Today, he was behind a doe, and he almost made a mistake, but he didn't. Nonetheless, it was a great experience. We're gonna sit tight. I know he's not that far away.
Well, now it's getting around that mid-morning time, closer to 11 o'clock. Fortunately, though, we're still in the tree because we have never had this much action on our own hunting ground. And wouldn't you know it, looking straight ahead, kind of, what was that? Was that hard to tell? A doe fades away, and there's another boy, Biggie Smalls.
It's thick.
You know, this morning has gone extremely well. Unfortunately, that deer was a little bit too far, but now we have seen 2 shooters in one morning. Yeah, that's unheard of for us.
It's a good 8-pointer. You know, he didn't look that good after just seeing the Mac Daddy about a couple hours ago, but nonetheless, he was a big, mature 8-pointer. And
God, he might be up there. There's a deer up there, unless it's that other one. Who's that? That might be him. No. Biggie Smalls.
I'm kind of giving a scenario, I'm giving a rundown of the hunt because we just had a great encounter with these 2 deer. And as I'm just blabbing on about whatever nonsense it is, Kolesar's just like, stop. And straight ahead, well, Biggie Smalls, he's coming towards us.
got it. You can take it. Right there. No. I'm on him. Ready? Yep. Done. He's freaking done. I didn't hear him fall, brother.
I did not hear him fall.
Good though.
It did. It looked good, buddy.
It looked solid. Yeah, Smalls. I'm pumped about him. He's good. He's a mature deer. Got pictures of him.
Biggie Smalls.
Biggie Smalls is down, baby. Biggie Smalls. Big body, small rack, Biggie Smalls.
What a morning, man. What a morning.
I believe I just killed my first buck ever with a crossbow. We're gonna find out. We're still on good blood.
Nice. Oh, he broke it off.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah, there he is. Sweet. It's a big old 8.
Oh, that's a good feeling, man. Good feeling.
November 3rd has been good to us today. We had a hunt in the timber, literally 100 yards down this logging road like we have not experienced in the last 10 years here in Illinois. This was the 8th or 9th buck we have seen. Up to this point, probably hunted 6 to 7 times. We haven't seen 8 or 9 bucks all year. But I guess that doe was in the right spot and we were in the right place at the right time. We had a monster come in at 7:30, just wouldn't leave that doe, wouldn't leave behind the tree. Then this old boy was with 2 others. He came in about 10:30. He wasn't so lucky. He was about 13 yards trying to get our wind, but before he knew it, the old PSC crossbow is locked and loaded. My first crossbow buck ever. I am thrilled, just absolutely tickled pink. One is on the ground, baby. A tag has been punched. I am absolutely tickled that I have punched an Illinois tag on November 3rd, because it's never an easy thing to do. But even more in the back of my mind is that we know Ponderosa Splitter is still out here. We know he's still on the farm and he is as healthy as ever. Kolesar's got a tag. We got gun season coming up. We got late season coming up. We're hoping that this farm could still produce again.
This segment is brought to you by Outdoor Edge, makers of the swing blade that opens game like a zipper.
Forecasting deer movement was just the beginning, and DeerCast has evolved into so much more, offering groundbreaking new features like DeerCast Track, our comprehensive shot tracking guide, a 10-day deer movement forecast, and DeerCast Custom, the ability to tweak our proprietary DeerCast algorithm to best represent your individual hunting areas. Because we don't want to just get you in front of that perfect whitetail. We want you to be ready for everything that comes after. So get ahead of your game and stay there with DeerCast.
Innovation is in our DNA, bred from a long history of fierce competition and the survival of the fittest. Inheriting the results of nearly 50 years of PSE archery research and development, the Evolve Cam system delivers the smoothest draw cycle ever created without any compromise on speed. PSE Archery's Evolve Cam system. Evolve or get left behind.
You grow to love the repetition. Enter at the Old Elm, third maple on the right. Maybe today. Maybe not. Sleep, refuel, try again. This time is different. I've elevated myself.
The old adage, you get what you pay for, still holds true today. Reconyx trail cameras have a well-earned reputation of being the most dependable, longest-lasting cameras available. Thousands of cameras we built over 10 years ago are still in use today. And if you ever do have a problem, you can rest assured that we'll stand behind our products with world-class service and support. In the end, you really do get what you pay for. So why not invest in American-made game camera that will be there for you year after year, guaranteed. Reconyx, see what you've been missing.
You're dedicated to the hunt, putting in the time, the sweat, the energy, no matter the cost. During the off-season, in the heat of summer or the cold of winter, scouting, setting up your gear and equipment, and making plans through every step. When it's finally go time, when it's you versus him, that's when you give your best, because nothing is worse than ending a hunt before it begins with unwanted odor. Scent Crusher. Scent off. Game on.
Winchester and Drury's Natural Born is brought to you by Sin Crusher, Bass Pro and Cabela's, PSE Archery, Reconyx Game Cameras, Nomad Apparel, Mossy Oak Camouflage, Analogics Outdoors, DeerCast, Ram Trucks, and Winchester Ammunition. After finally seeing their #1 target buck in the flesh, Kyle Lamore was ready to unleash his PSE RDX crossbow on a ghost of a buck.
He almost made a mistake, but he didn't.
Kyle quickly shook off the disappointment and focused in on another mature whitetail.
Biggie Smalls is down, baby. Biggie Smalls.
Now, let's fast forward to Illinois' second gun season, where Kyle and JJ are hoping that P. Splitty managed to make it through the first gun season in one piece.
What is that?
This is P. Splitty's antler.
Yeah, that's
from 3 years ago, 4 years ago, somewhere in there. So let me show you what you do, son. You catching this?
Oh my gosh. Jeez.
Yes. You rub it on you, and then the deer smell that, and they think it's them, and they come in to check it out.
Is there any biological
Oh
sign?
yeah, I read an article on it. It's on the internet.
Well, here it is, December the 2nd. It is the last day of Illinois' second gun season. First gun season's tough. We had no luck, even though the weather was good. Second gun season, we didn't even get to hunt yesterday because, honest to God, there was a tornado at the farm, like a half a mile away. You could see it. It was 72 degrees. Nothing. Stayed home. Tonight's it. Tonight is the last night of season.
I have not a lot of confidence in today, go figure, in today, because we have not got a shooter buck on. We have 6 cameras running. We've checked 4 of them here 2 days ago. And we don't have a shooter since November 9th. November 9th, this guy was walking. He actually walked the 3rd when Kyle was hunting. He walked this morning of the 6th. We weren't hunting, we were at school. And then November 9th, I think we got him at night.
Yep.
And that is the last sign.
P. Splitty is MIA. We haven't got a picture of him in 3 weeks, which is probably the first time in history we haven't had him on the camera. So in the back of my mind, I'm thinking he's probably bit the dirt, whatever. But Kyle's on the phone. Hey, let's go. It's gun season. It's our last day. We got to make this happen.
It's the last chance. Let's give it a whirl.
Let's get to it.
That's right.
Let's do this, bro. Let's do this. Real short, quick walk. We are heading to about a half acre of standing beans. It's not that cold. It's mid-30s right now. It's overcast. It's kind of a Drury day, but like I said, confidence isn't real high, but it is what it is. It's what we got. It's our cards, and we got to play them, so. We are chasing a three-peat for second gun season in Illinois. 2 years ago, Kyle was able to strike on December 2nd, maybe?
I think so.
On a nice 8 or 9 pointer at our buddies. Last year, he struck, I think, December 1st on a target deer from this location. We have a different setup. But I'm gonna be honest with you, we don't have any MRI of anything being here since November 9th. We are literally sitting in a spot because it's out of the wind and it's what we plan to do. Are you sensing my conviction? We have probably put 50 rounds of slugs through our SX3, and we have settled on dual bond, and that we, from probably 80 yards to 130 yard wall, 150 were, I would much rather a deer be, less than 100, but we'll see.
We're on food, we feel good about it. Winchester's in hand. So we're sitting there, we're nice and bundled in this blind, and there's not a whole lot of movement. And even DeerCast was saying that movement's gonna be subsided. We had one little buck that finally came out and showed himself.
Well, we didn't get shut out.
So we're entering into the last 20, 30 minutes of this hunt. The little buck that was on the beans has finally worked past us. Then I look up into the corner cove that sits way back, tucked back into this bean field, and there is a dark-bodied deer back there. I can't tell what he is just yet, but he looks mature.
There's a deer back in the corner, Kyle. Oh boy, it's splintered. It's splintered.
It is.
Yes, it's splintered.
Go slow. Get your gun. I don't want him to see me. I know, but he's getting spooky. He's looking past us. Okay.
All right, sits down. He's eating the beans, bud.
Yeah, I'm good.
You ready?
I'm ready.
You want him?
I got him, dude. Put another one in him if you can.
Go
Down. He's down, dude.
Yes.
You just freaking killed Splinter. Yes. You killed Splinter, dude. You did it. You freaking did it.
Give me some, baby.
You did it. Yes. Done, son of a gun.
Oh, man.
Oh.
Boom, baby.
JJ.
Oh, my gosh.
That's him.
Oh.
That's him. Oh, my
just let me sit here
freaking
for a
God.
second. Wow. Buddy. Oh, man.
You deserve it, buddy. You freaking deserve him.
Oh, my gosh. Thank you.
No.
Holy cow, I just dropped everything. Folks, I can't even tell you. That is a 3-year quest that is ending. The last chapter just ended tonight. We leased this farm because of that deer right there.
That's right.
That is...
That's the number one. That's him.
Oh, man, hold on. The whole reason we leased the farm is my brother sitting behind the camera, not my real brother, but my brother from another... built a house on his grandpa's old ground. His grandpa, Kyle's actually first deer hunt ever, I think, was on this property over in that corner over there with his grandpa, his late grandpa. He's since passed, but he built a house on that ground. And he said, just for giggles, I'm gonna go set a camera up. And we got this guy, we think, what, 3 or 4 years old.
He was a 3-year-old.
He is a 6 or 7-year-old deer, and he is an absolute stud. And I am pumped, man. I am so pumped.
Just
sick. Thank you, Winchester.
When I looked back at my video, my reaction, I was so excited. It was almost embarrassing, but we love this sport. We love getting after these whitetails, and this was a 3 or 4 year saga, so I don't apologize for anything, but this is one of those nights that I will probably never forget and also never repeat.
I think we did it, boys and girls. I think we did it.
I didn't kill him.
So pumped. Yeah. Oh my gosh, look at him. Look at him, dude. Hey. Look at him. Yes.
Oh, look at that, kids.
Look at this guy.
Oh.
Look at this dude. Look at that guy. Oh, daddy-o. Well, here it is, the very next day. We figured we'd use this next morning to get this guy out in the light and enjoy him a little more. It was tough to see last night in the dark. But I can say that the last 20 minutes of the second Illinois gun season this year was undoubtedly the best 20 minutes of my deer hunting career. This boy right here is the best deer I have harvested to date, and it is a long, long 3-year story, or saga, if you will, of chasing this guy. We totally revolutionized how we hunt kind of around this guy. We changed where we hunt because of this guy. 3 years we have been hunting him, 3 years, and we have only seen him twice from a tree stand.
Once was November 3rd when my partner almost got a shot with him with his crossbow, but didn't quite pan out because he never really presented a shot for us. He was chasing a doe. And then last night he came out, and at about 100 yards, the Winchester SX3 barked, and that was all she wrote for this guy. I can't be happier right now. I gotta thank my partner there behind the camera. It's been fun. It's kind of bittersweet because we've been chasing him for 3 years. So he's there no more, but today sure is sweet, man. So keep grinding out there, everybody, and we appreciate you watching.
It's never a dull moment with Kyle and JJ, and believe me, you can expect more exciting hunts next week as we head to the Show Me State of Missouri to meet up with Gabby and Ashley Plale for some exciting early season whitetail hunting right here on Winchester and Drury's Natural Born.
The revolutionary hunting app that took the whitetail woods by storm just got better. 10-day forecast, algorithm customization, detailed tracking insights, and much more. Get ahead of your game with DeerCast.
Country. It's not a place you visit, a station on the radio, or even a state of mind. It's who you are. It finds its roots in your connection with the land and the animals that live there. You go the extra mile and always give back more than you take. You put family first and sow seeds for the next generation to reap. You get up before dawn to see the world more clearly. That's country. Mossy Oak Breakup Country.
On to the next job, the next challenge, the next place, on to the next level, and all the rewards that come with it. The all-new Ram 1500, Motor Trend's 2019 Truck of the Year. Everything you need to get on to bigger things.
We're adding new videos every week, so make sure to click that subscribe button and check out all of our amazing content. This episode of DoD TV was brought to you by Leupold.